when you're looking at the guys, Kyle Busch, I mean, I don't know what went on there, but man, that 8 camp was having a rough go of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just, we had talked about it, him in the point standings, but I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. They downright had an awful Sunday, just
Yeah.
downright horrible. And the conversation on the radio was not lighthearted by any means. I mean, that relationship is very strained right now. What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the Tuesday Track Talk podcast, episode number 121, featuring your Three Stones Pit Crew. I'm your Jack Mankel.
I'm your tire changer Cam.
And I'm a gas man, Cam.
We've got a pretty straightforward episode today. We're going to cover just a little bit of news, a few things that we've seen come up across the course of the week. One of them fairly controversial, as the group chat lit up today, but we'll cover some news. We're going to talk some Phoenix Cup racing, and kind of the storylines and how that all played out. We'll crown our Wheelman of the week, look at what's ahead for the schedule for the weekend, and we'll get you wrapped up for this 121st edition of the Tuesday Track Talk. So that's what you can expect for this week's episode. Before we get into it too much, I think the three of us have been kind of in collaboration evaluating the Packers' free agency efforts. It's been the chatter of the last 24 hours, and to see season ticket prices go up, and then this performance is kind of mind-boggling.
The payment or contribution to the organization isn't exactly. I'm not seeing results.
Wow. So when you let Romeo Dobbs go,
Quay Walker's gone.
Rashawn Gary's gone.
Sean Gary's gone. Elton Jenkins, you release him.
Yep. I mean, Engbare is gone.
And Barre.
I mean, it's just
Malik Willis.
Yeah, I'm Malik Willis. Yep.
Along with our VP of players, who is now the general manager. So we got Miami. The Miami Dolphins are pretty much the backup or the trying to be like the Packers.
The Packers 2.0, because that's where Halfley went.
Yep.
So you knew he was going to try to draw some Packer guys down there, but
well, he's got his quarterback.
He does. So, yeah, I don't know. Hey, but we signed a for real kick returner, though. So, that might be the move of the offseason. You don't know. But I don't know. I did one stat I did see, and I don't know how valid or true this is. It says they have the 7th most available cap space in the NFL. So,
well,
take that information for what you feel like it's worth, but there apparently is some money there to spend somewhere. So, do with that as you please. So, no, it's, yeah, a lot of guys disappearing and not a lot of guys coming back in, which is kind of crazy.
yeah.
So, we'll see. I guess, is the saying you have to trust the process? I don't know. That's what they say, but I guess we'll find out at the end of August how this all plays out.
Correct.
So, well, let's go ahead. We'll rip through the news real quick. There isn't a ton of it, actually. Actually, the largest part of this kind of comes on the streaming side of things, and we're talking streaming. Flow Racing to broadcast the Race of Champions They kind of have a family of a handful of different series that are underneath that umbrella. They have signed to be with Flow Racing through 2028. So, again, Flow Racing expanding in terms of what it offers in their array of motorsports. Track TV announces the People's Champion Award for $5,000, which will be handed out at their awards banquet at the end of the year. Basically, what it kind of comes with it is if you subscribe for Track TV using a driver's code, so each driver will get unique codes, the driver with the most subscriptions will win the $5,000. If you're using a driver code, you will get 50% off of the Track TV subscription. So that gets it down to what I believe $150 a year or so.
Yeah.
So doing a little bit on the promotional side of things with individual drivers and getting some new people to come stream on Track TV. Speaking of Track TV, one of the series that's on Track TV, the Midwest Tour, they announced a platinum program for their Midwest Tour regulars or full-timers. Basically the same deal on a little bit smaller scale at matches than ASA Stars National Tour program. So guys are going to get benefits in terms of showing up to races and running the full schedule and doing that whole deal. So Midwest Tour is trying to help out their full-time guys. Derek Nealand, most notable spotter, he will make his ARCA debut at Hickory for Pinnacle Racing Group on the 28th. He has spotted for them for a while. He spotted 12 of the 19 wins for the organization. So most notably, spotter for Richard Childress Racing on the Cup and O'Reilly's part or side of things. So he's going to get to do a little ARCA racing down at Hickory. Kind of going in IndyCar news. IndyCar announces the course layout for the Freedom 250, which will be around Washington, D.C. They're expecting some pretty high speed portions of that racetrack. So I did see the map. I was kind of having a hard time visualizing it, but that apparently seems to be what's going to be a very high speed race.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting to see how that all plays out. And the last one, he kind of likes to stir the news up in his own right. Cletus McFarland, Garrett Mitchell, however you know him, he signs a 2-year, 3 race per year deal with RCR to run the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. And his debut will come at Rockingham. So he took to Dale Jr.'s podcast to announce that deal. He put out his YouTube video, touring the whole facility, meeting everybody, seeing everything. So the highly controversial, highly debated YouTube to NASCAR guy is going to get his shot in the O'Reilly series. So, yeah, obviously there's been a lot of controversy around Cletus. So, it's I was telling Cam this before. It's getting pretty serious. He's selling his sprint boat racing operation, and he did say in the podcast he was at Port City, fitted in a car, and he told them, "Tell me what this is going to run me." So he's getting a late model program put together. So we'll see. But the adventures of Cletus McFarland are back, and it's in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series now. So we shall see. All right, that kind of briefs you on the big points for the news for the week. I think, really the race of the weekend was the Cup race at Phoenix.
that we at least got to fully watch.
Yeah, that was the one we got to watch. Green to checkers, we were really dialed into. So that's going to be our big conversation point for today. So where do we want to begin?
Um, one of the comments listening to the NASCAR radio these first couple of days this week was just overall how this race compared to the other next gen era races. And I think a lot of people were in the consensus of this was probably hands down the best next gen race at Phoenix. And I think that contributed a couple things. I think obviously the big one was, well, there's two of them. One, the little bit softer tire, and then the more horsepower.
Yep. And I think when you look at it, right, a lot of the conversation around this car has been the passing. And I think that we can put that one to bed. We can put that conversation to bed when you talk about your boy driving to the front and then going to the back twice and ultimately winning the race. Like,
Yep.
what did they say? He passed 40 some cars to win that race.
49 cars he passed.
So the conversation on not passing is for that race in particular. That's not an argument or conversation being had.
Yeah.
So, I think kind of one of the other storylines, and we talked about it, is guys were battling it a little bit. The tires and brakes, the tire failures, and then the brake issues. When you looking at the guys, Kyle Busch, I mean, I don't know what went on there, but man, that 8 camp was having a rough go of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just, we had talked about it, him in the point standings, but I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. They downright had an awful Sunday, just
Yep.
downright horrible. And the conversation on the radio was not lighthearted by any means. I mean, that relationship is very strained right now. So,
Yeah, I think we can, the general consensus is for him, he's better start trying to figure it out and put on a show for his next ride. I hate to say that already this year, but you listen to some of his radio chatter, and then not only that, but the controversial Cletus, and I mean, then he goes in an interview, and I mean, he has the right to speak his share his opinion, but it's a direct shot at the organization you work for, um, to come out and say what he did. So, um, yeah, it's just
in fact, he was carrying.
it just has not worked out. Um, I, and I guess we can go around this route, but typically when we go on here and blast somebody, they figure it out. But at this point in time, um, yeah, I think the remainder of this year is for Kyle Busch to start to be able to perform at a level that there's going to be another team out there that is going to want to take him next year. He's towards the end of his career. I don't know how long. I don't know if he said how long he wants to race. I can't imagine it's going to be super long. Obviously, he's got Brexton in the wing, but this this RCR camp is just across the board, just struggling. And I don't even. I was baffled on they put out their qualifying results, and I can't even remember, but I thought it was like 25, 27, and 32.
Yeah, they qualified all right together.
Yeah. Austin Hill was 27th. Kyle Busch was 29th, and Austin Dillon was 25th.
So, yeah, but yeah, that radio chatter from that 8 team is not overly positive. And like you said, that relationship, it just feels like is going to come to both sides need to change. And for what it's worth, and what we could expect, honestly, I feel like Austin Hill has been the horse in the stable waiting, um, and he's done a good job in that RCR O'Reilly series the last couple of years. So I feel like it's
Him or
I
Love, they have
just
their
I just
they have their answer in the in house.
Yep.
correct, and I just can't see a world where you give Austin Hill a shot and it gets worse. Like, never did I think I would be saying that, but do you think you put Austin Hill in that 8 car next year, and do you think it gets any worse than what Kyle Busch is doing? I mean,
And
theoretically, yes, it could. You could wreck every single week, but I
Bush was
just
already
like
on pace to try and do that.
correct. So I just don't see a world where you throw Austin Hill in that 8 car next year, and it's like
he's a
I think
speedway ringer. Let him, you know what I mean? Get the Chevys
yeah,
hooked up. Yeah, I mean,
I think you're going to get what you're getting right now. That's the floor. If not, I think you're going to get better. So
and I think I, reading between the lines a little bit, and I could be wrong. These two, that 33 car has shown up earlier this season and more frequently this season than it did a year ago. And I just, is this a little bit of an audition for these two guys? Or is it they know what their decision is and they're just, okay, let's get seat time and try to get data on this third team to see what we got going on, or kind of see where we need to help these guys learn. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough, but it's just one of those things that it almost kind of feels like they're kind of stuck together because they have to, and that's where I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think the one that makes the most sense is Spire. That's where Bush has all of his connections. One, that's where all of his truck stuff went. Two, that's where when he runs the truck races, that's where he still wants to go. But then if you look at the Spire camp, then you go, well, who's getting axed there, right? Like, so I don't know. It's just it honestly, it's painful to watch because he went from in his prime being so good to now he's just like floundering.
Mhm.
So speaking of in maybe he'll shock the world and go out and do something cool at Vegas. Um Speaking of calling for guys, we talked about the 54 a little bit. Oh boy, had a chance to try to win the damn race.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he put together a good day. Man, his post race interview was also very interesting. Um he put together quite the day, and um he had a good little finish there to that race. So, his post race interview is fairly interesting, when you have the right people around you and you have good people around you.
Yikes. Yikes is all you can say.
Chris Gabehart.
Yeah.
Good Lord. He finished fourth and scored 36 points on the day. So not a shabby day for a guy that in the court proceedings was catching a few strays on the side. Um so kind of another workman-like day for Kyle Larson, I think. He
Yep.
he's not shying away from the fact that they're not great at Phoenix. They start behind and they work on it and they always find a way to get to the front, but they are never really like lights out, let's win this baby.
I was going to pivot. I know obviously there's I don't know if that was announced last week when we recorded or not, but the Alex Bowman out with the vertigo, and Anthony Alfredo in, but um just lost my train of thought. What I was going to say
Um,
about Hendrick.
I was gonna say like with Alfredo, since you bring him up, I think obviously his one of his big goals or his what he was told was bring the car home, right? let's gather some data, let's bring the car home, take care of it. He found himself up in top 15, top 10 there. And then that massive wreck happened afterwards,
Yep.
which you want to talk about an innocent bystander on that one. Him and Cedric were both innocent bystanders in that whole debacle.
Not only innocent bystanders, but those cars left the ground. Those are some hard hits.
Oh, yeah.
The way
Yeah.
Cedric hit the wall, and then the way Alfredo went wheel to wheel contact, and that thing left the ground. Like they were coming through. That was on a restart, correct?
That was on the restart. That
They
was with
weren't,
Logano and Chastain.
and they were getting up to speed, going down the front backstretch, however you want to describe it at Phoenix, going somewhere through the dog leg. And man, those were some hard hits for not really being wide open coming through the restart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I that one he caught a complete stray on that one. I
Yep.
mean, what's the guy got to do?
Um, I'm gonna throw a shout out one here. Again, a guy that especially as we get into this core of the schedule that everybody's keeping an eye on, still lingering fifth in points right now. Shane Van Gisbergen.
Even got punted.
Yeah,
Dude,
he worked himself back up. He just kind of had again a workman's day, 11th, right? But
if I had a nickel for every time the 8 car spun and then the 97 spun himself, I'd have 2 nickels.
that's really weird that I've got two nickels.
Correct. Oh, the old Shane Van Gis oval. The thing is we have to give the guy some credit. He is smart.
Yep.
He is smart in a race car. He proved it in the supercars. That's the reason he got a shot to come to the States and race in the Cup Series. Some people aren't going to like this. He might be starting to figure out the oval thing.
Now,
I was gonna say if he can do what he did this weekend, I mean, dude was running up front, got punted, and found his way back, and I think he
finished 11th.
finished 11th.
That plenty good
Dude,
for him.
Plenty good. And
Correct.
if he can find a way to do that, just top 15, like he's gonna find himself in the dance. And I think for him, it's just it felt like thus far it's been extremely high and extremely low. And if we can just start leveling that out a little bit,
Mhm.
dude's got all the talent in the world. You can almost guarantee he's going to be a top 3 car when you go to a road course. So, um,
So,
yeah, I think it's a matter of time.
yeah, he's going to figure it out. He's smart. He's really smart. It's just taking a little bit. So, kind of giving you some perspective, you talk about him, he's fifth in points. So, he's 109 back of Reddick. I'm not really going to worry about that because Reddick's leading the whole field by 60. The difference I'm looking at when I'm looking at the point standings, he's fifth in the points. He is only math
16
He's
points.
14 points.
14 or 16 points to the good. So this is where it
14.
gets really interesting because that's 5th to 16th is 14 points.
Yep.
I mean, one
So-
bad day and you're on the fringe immediately.
To another point on that, like everybody's talking points. Like obviously Bowman, right? He's missed a race now. Zilich is down there. Briscoe, dude can't just catch a break. Barry, Cindric, that's all 30 and down. Um, you know, one of the conversations that came up was, is now the time to be worried about being buried in points? And the consensus, at least from the radio I was listening to, not fan wise, was no. We're only 15% of the way through the regular season. But you
Yeah.
just mentioned it too.
So-
Look at how close that gap was from second to 15th or 16th. That gap
So
between um let's see here. I'm gonna keep Bowman out because obviously he missed a race. So we're gonna do Custer here, who's sitting 35th. From Blaney to Custer's 123 points.
Go to the cut. What's the cut?
Let's see.
125.
Almost 60 points.
So almost a complete race.
Yep.
Not three-quarters of a race.
Yep.
See, I know they're saying it's not, but I'm going the other way. It's no different than what I got going on that app right now. When you fall behind, it is so hard to get ahead. It is so hard to get ahead. Like,
so to that point, I think you go. That's a team by team answer. And for example, you go back down to that. You go back down to that 30 plus range, 30 and back. Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, Cody Ware, Chase Briscoe, Zilich, Custer, Bowman. Um, you look at some of those guys, and I think the panic level, no. Like Chase Briscoe, like he said in his interview, they show up every week. They got the speed to run up
Mhm.
front, but they cannot seem to catch a break right now. So for him to be 33rd in points,
yep.
am I
Okay.
hitting the panic button? No. His teammate just went on that weekend, just went plus 18. So when the point spread or difference is, as we were talking, 16 points from fifth, it's easier to make up now. Um, so if I'm him, I'm not, it's not panic mode. But if you scroll to, I don't know, I think Alex Bowman is a question mark, but
Especially if he
Zilich,
can't race this coming weekend.
correct. Zilich, Cole Custer, those boys, I'm hitting the panic mode on. Sorry, I gotta take this dog outside. I'll be listening to you though.
When I look at it, I mean, at the bottom there, I think realistically from about 25th on back, I think there's three cars that have a realistic chance to get in. Austin Cindric,
Yep.
Chase Briscoe,
Yep.
maybe the 48. I don't know. It's just going to depend on the health of Alex Bowman. But my
See,
concern level is
I was gonna swap Bowman for Barry.
Barry will figure it out. They've shown they can win races. That I think, and I think when we talk about this, we're starting to see the value of still winning these races.
15 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago from Bob Pockris. Hendrick Motorsports on their website for their paint scheme preview page has Justin Allgaier filling in for Alex Bowman. Now, there's no official announcement yet, but
Right.
so I guess take that for what you feel like it's worth.
Where did I just see?
So at that point, now Bowman's 2 races out of it.
I hate I hate when you open Twitter. I hate when you open Twitter and you see a tweet and you want to click on it and then it refreshes before you can click it. Because somebody just tweeted that um Allgaier is in, but now I can't find it because I didn't click on it soon enough.
Well, Bob Pockris has got the link for what you're probably looking for.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say, and given this is probably gonna change in a couple weeks, because right, we always contradict ourselves. My initial thought was get me through the end of the month. Give me 3 more races.
Yep.
Then we'll start thinking about even get me through Kansas. Give me 5 more races. Because then you hit Talladega and then it's the month of May. And then you could start thinking about, all right, how much of an issue is this gonna be?
Right. Yeah, I just when the first initial report came out that vertigo isn't the 1 week fix, my concern level for that camp went up right away. No, is Allgaier a very viable fill in that spot? Yeah, I mean Alfredo caught a stray, but Allgaier is a smart and decent race car driver in his own right.
I'm pretty sure Allgaier at times has been their designated fill-in guy.
So I'd be curious to see how he does at Vegas in that 48 car.
So, um, I was gonna circle back to the race itself here real quick, if we don't got anything else to add.
Yep.
Just go back again to the horsepower and the tires. Hamlin made an interesting comment. Well, one, he pretty much said that he enjoyed being in that race. And I think drivers enjoy having to manage their tires a lot more than anything else. And he said
Yep.
that if it's the same package that they're going to have for Darlington, which it sounds like it is, 4 second drop off in time.
And you know what I say to that? Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let her
So
eat.
now teams were testing that limit with the amount of blown tires that we saw in that race, which Gregson blowing a brake rotor probably didn't help because that probably cut a few tires.
Yep.
But nonetheless, teams were testing the limits and they were going past said limits.
Yep.
But that's all on the teams. Goodyear says, here's our recommendations. What you do with them is what you do with them.
That was funny that they tweeted those out. Yeah. Yeah. Here you go. I'm just gonna leave this here.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it'd be a little different story at Darlington.
Yeah. But again, to that point, like small sample size, right? It's the first race that we've had with this package on an oval.
Yep.
And already it's
Very, very popular.
very consensus that this has been the best race on this track with this car.
So I was thinking about it. It's actually crazy to think that an open motor and a dirt super's got more horsepower than a cup car. I'm
Yeah.
just I'm just putting that out there. Like it just came across my Twitter that it was a picture of an open motor in a chassis, and it was a picture of that and the cup car next to each other, and one had more horsepower than the other, and I'm like, it kind of makes you think for a minute. So I saw that, I'm like, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
But no, consensus, yes. I think some of these bigger ovals, I think you can start to stretch it to a Michigan. I know they're not
Yep.
going to this year, but I think,
Michigan would be fast.
and that's what I'm saying. There is, we want the tire wear, we want that right now. Is there a little more with that of the brake and tire issues and going into the corner at 210 miles an hour compared to what they were at Phoenix? Yeah, for sure. But I think taking a step in that direction for those bigger track packages is going to be helpful. I don't think we need to take this exact one and take it somewhere like that because that can get a little scary somewhere like Pocono too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
go into one and now you just hear
yeah, you just hang on for dear life. Um, so yeah, another good one, and we're gonna see how this like Wait till we put them all in that little soup bowl of Bristol
Yep.
and let the temperature do something a little crazy on Sunday and see what that does to the tire and the horsepower package. Like, let's have a little fun with this, right? Like we've talked about no passing, and I think Blaney proved that this package is more than viable in passing in what it produced at Phoenix, which
I,
is
and
that's all that's
I
all we
don't think it
want.
was just Blaney too. I think everybody did.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's I think this is finally the cheat code to what we needed to see guys be able to drive through the field.
Yep.
Any other package a year ago or Blaney gets himself in that situation, good luck getting back inside the top 15. He's going to drive his way partway through the field just because Penske's got good stuff for him. But the other packages have just been so limiting on the passing. So I don't know. Very, very promising.
Yeah.
I obviously I'll talk about a driver here, and I mean a little bit of recency bias based on how the team's performing. But another guy that you want to talk about, felt like has been a one trick pony, in super speedway racing, but has seemingly figured out, and if he continues this trend, it's going to be a threat to win it all at the end, is the 23 camp in Bubba Wallace. Um, that guy has, I think he finished sixth this past weekend. And I just pulled up here we go, his 2026 finishing positions: 13, 10, 8, 11, 6. And two of them, you could say, two of them more super speedways, but honestly, I mean, you got Reddick who won the first three races of the year, and you got 13, 11, 8, and 6 for finishing positions from your other car. The other 35 car is a different discussion, but 2311, man, oh man. Um,
They're coming out for blood.
Correct. And I feel like they felt like, hey, we were in the news enough in the off season. For a lawsuit, let's get ourselves in the news for the right reasons. And um, man, it's just when they talk about Tyler Reddick and the weekend he had, um, it just feels like those two. It's going to be like those two. It feels like are going to be again. We're only a couple races into the year, but those two are going to be. You have to go through them to win a championship.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other final thoughts on Phoenix?
Again, I thought it was a great race for obvious, biasy as well on that, right? But
Yeah.
outside of that, I thought it was a great race. Um, Phoenix is going to be coming in if they do that again in the fall and be like, hey, we want that championship race back.
Yeah. Why'd you take that away from us?
But if
Yeah.
they do the same thing at Homestead,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like a track like that, that's a Homestead, a Kansas. Like
yep,
this is going to get really good, and this is what
get
everyone's been asking for.
get those engines screaming again at Charlotte for the Coke 600.
Yep.
Oh,
Racing into the night. Yeah, it's promising. That is finally feel like we've been getting what we've been wanting to asking for here for a little
yep.
while. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump over and let's check out this Wheelman of the Week. Man, this is going to be a little bit of an interesting one. We've got 4 drivers in this category for the week. We'll start on the dirt side and we'll come back to the asphalt in terms of our nominations. Jonathan Davenport makes his visit to Golden Isles with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He wins 3 in a row and just basically proves that 49 is kind of out for blood in his pick and choose this season. So 3 in a row for him. Pretty impressive with the field of cars that were there. Devin Moran, I think this one was crazy, and I told you when we saw this result. Devin Moran takes a provisional, and he wins from the tail in the final night of the Wheelman Winter Nationals at Golden Isles. We kind of joked about it. If you take a provisional and get in and win, you should get your provisional back.
Yeah.
So we kind of joked about that. I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, honestly, kind of
Not a
fair.
bad deal. Yeah.
Kind of fair. Donnie Schatz. He breaks his winless streak and he finally gets the victory lane with the World of All Sprint Cars. Listening to his interview, animated, excited.
Dude's happy to go racing again.
Yeah, you could see a revived Donnie Schatz, I think. So seeing him animated was cool. And again, he just mentioned all the incredibly smart people he's been with in the last year, and they've all helped him. So Donnie Schatz gets back to victory lane. Last one, and aforementioned, as we talked about the Cup race, Ryan Blaney drives his way through the field twice to win at Phoenix. There's 4 of them and 3 votes. Go ahead, fellas, because I feel like you're going separate ways.
This, I feel like, is one of the better weeks of nominations we've had.
Yeah, I knew where that one was going. Yep.
Give me the old 12.
So, and this is where you can break it down, and each judge has their own different criteria for Wheelman. I mean, you can make a case for every single one. Jonathan Davenport just comes out and wins 3 of them and says, "Guess what? When I show up to a track, I'm gonna win."
I'm gonna throw in our new favorite acronym for Davenport here, BTA.
Yep.
Yep.
So he casually 3 nights in a row says, "Hey, FYI, I'm not running a series full time, but when I show up, you're gonna have to beat me." Devin Moran, obviously taking a provisional, driving from the back to the front, is respectable in its own right. Obviously, Blaney got a win about the most difficult possible way. And then Donnie Schatz, I feel like, is just like you said, that's a weight lifted off his shoulders, and a goat in the sprint car world, just showing us he's got a pulse.
And with Donnie too, the way that he ran Volusia at the beginning of the season, where he had 3 hard chargers and passed, I think it was 48 cars in 3 nights or something like that. It was at that moment that you knew it wasn't a matter of if it was this season; it was going to be a matter of when this season he was going to get back in the victory lane.
For sure. This is gonna be a tough vote.
I cast mine.
Yep. Yeah. Cam?
I don't know.
If I had to eliminate one, I'm probably going to take Moran out. I'm going to do the same thing I did to Reddick. Moran's going to have another crack to win this year. In reality, all 4 of these guys are going to have a crack to win this again. So I felt like I put it in there because I wanted to mention it more so than just.
Yep.
It is cool, but Blaney did it twice. JD won 3 straight races. Buddy.
I'm going to go Blaney.
All right.
And I'm going to say, because when I think about Wheelman of the Week, I think about a singular performance. And like we said, for JD and his new acronym, a BTA, definitely deserving of it. But he took it to the field. So, that is what it is.
Yep.
And I guess off of a singular performance, I felt like Moran coming from the back is in the running. And yeah, I feel like Wheelman for me comes down to, on a singular week, who had their elbows up from the drop of the green flag and put on a show doing it. And for me, out of those contenders right there, it's Ryan Blaney.
Yep. So just kind of touch
Now,
on this
don't
real
get
quick.
me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Blaney shouldn't have been up for this award. I mean, he didn't have to do this to himself, but um,
His
And
pit
ultimately,
crew,
he didn't.
his pit crew should be up for Axe of the Week because that was bad.
Blaney could be up for save of the week because he saved the pit crew from the real ash chewing that they could have gotten.
Yeah, that was his pit crew could win the WTF of the week. Like, yeah, they saved themselves some trouble there in a hurry.
The other thing I forgot to mention too with Blaney, and really you could do team of the week because Penske swept Phoenix
Yeah,
yeah,
with the IndyCar and Cup Series.
and it was kind of
that's
cool
right.
because they had their big little party down there.
Yeah, and they had pole for both of those races.
Yep. Yeah, old Raji, he was enjoying the weekend. So, I was just going to mention, looking at our winners of the Wheelman of the Week so far this year, we've got uh two midget guys, two dirt late model
Chili
guys.
roll.
Yep. You got two cup winners and two dirt late model guys, and then an O'Reilly's winner. So the spray chart on this in terms of disciplines is all over the place.
Yep.
And as racing starts to pick up, it's only going to get better.
Yep.
So yeah, this has been good to see. We got quite an array of guys getting her done this far. Um, so that's the Wheelman of the Week. Let's go ahead and jump into who wants to rattle off the schedule for the coming weekend here.
I'll say I got it pulled up already. So,
Have at her.
um, High Limit Series, they're getting into action this week. They're going to be in conjunction with the Cup Series or NASCAR, really, at Vegas. So, High Limit Series, they'll be racing on, if I get my dates right here, should be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They'll be racing their Blackjack Bash. The World Outlaw late models will also be making an appearance at Volunteer Speedway and then Smoky Mountain Speedway. The World Outlaw Sprint Cars will go to be at Cannondale Speedway uh, for a Texas two-step. And then the ASA Stars National Tour and Southern Super Series will have their conjunction race for the Sunshine State 200, which is also Blizzard race number one. Schedule or entries came out for that 27, 28
27. Yep.
was on the entry list for that one. Cars Tour West Series, they're going to be at Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway. And then the aforementioned NASCAR. You got both the O'Reilly Series and the Cup Series at Vegas. A couple rounded out here. Formula One, they'll be in Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix, and then IndyCar will be racing in the streets of Arlington for the first time.
Yep.
So that's what you're looking at for this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. So that's on the schedule again. Those races all kind of on their various platforms. When you talk about ASA Stars being on Track TV, High Limit on Flow, World of Outlaw on Dirt Vision. The Cup Series is on Fox, along with IndyCar as well, right?
IndyCar's on Fox. Yep.
So all sorts of racing on all different platforms if you're looking to watch virtually. Now, it's getting to be that time of year again. If your tracks are opening up, making sure you're getting there, right? If you love the sport and you want to see the sport thrive, the best way to do so is getting to your track and making sure that that place is supported as well. So, as your track starts open, make sure you're getting there, whether it be the big stuff or your local short track. So, making sure you're supporting them. As we kind of finish up, if you haven't and you've been listening the whole time, hit that little subscribe button in the
You're
bottom.
forgetting something, buddy.
What?
Race picks.
Oh, golly. Okay, yep. We got to make some race picks real quick. Go ahead.
You just wanted to override the fact that you're in the lead right now, and you were the best of us.
True. I guess I don't get to pick first, anyways. So,
Cam
uh,
gets to go first this week, even though he had a decent finish out of his guy.
yep. Yeah, our worst finishing car was 5th, I believe.
Yep.
Sorry about that, folks. Try that again.
Yeah.
Just hold on here.
I feel like he's going to go one of two directions, and I'm going to go the opposite of wherever he goes.
I mean, he's either in the Hendrick or the Gibbs camp. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, give me Larson.
Yeah, that's why I figured you were going. So give me Bell.
Um, boy, I don't know. He won here in the playoffs, but he let me down earlier in the year. I, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take that liability of a pit crew. Give me the 12. I'll
Wow.
take Blaney.
That's a hell of a pick there, guy.
I'm,
Wow.
they were back on Sunday night. They were back at the shop putting tires on that pit car because that shit is not going to happen again. I can
Brother.
promise you that. They got that right on Sunday night already. So, yeah, that race is on Fox Sunday afternoon. I believe it is 3 o'clock Central Time. Let me take a look real quick.
Race is on FS1.
FS1. Yep. Um, yes, and that race is at 2 p.m. No, 3 p.m. Central Time. FS1, 3 p.m. Central Time. So, if you're looking for your race, that's where you can find it. All right.
Now you can go into your
Vegas is gonna
monologue
be a good
here.
one.
Yeah.
Vegas is going to go in. Yep. Now we can try this again. As I mentioned previously, if your tracks are open up, making sure you're getting there and supporting your tracks, whether it be NASCAR sanctioned, short tracks, whatever it is. If you love the sport of racing and you want to see it thrive, that's the best way to do so. Now, if you've been listening, you haven't hit that button down in the corner yet, it's only one click and it's free to do. Hit the subscribe if you really like some racing content. Usually 2 to 3 shorts a week, a little bit of at track content from us. So if you like to see stuff like that, you can hit that little subscribe button, and then down in the corner, you can click the drop down and you can get notifications whenever videos come out, including the weekly podcast. So free to do. So why not check it out and go from there. So that wraps up the 121st edition of your Tuesday Track Talk podcast. But until then, we will see you all next week for the next episode of the podcast.